FTW. You mad? FTW Broadcasting here, fourth up when we bring you hot League of Legends action. How's it going, everybody? Awall here, and joining me as always on this high elo Procast, much different than our Trollcast where we make fun of low elo players because we love them, is my boy Danny.
What's up? It's me, MBD, and I've got nothing else to say except that I'm happy to be here. Let's roll right into it.
Yes, indeed. Also, we have King of Town on the cast on the analysis. How you doing, King of Town?
As always, my friend, it's my pleasure and yours for me to be here.
Mostly yours. I'm sure you're asserting that point. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, and thanks to TGN for having this video up on their channels. Let's get into the introductions. MBD, can you tell us about the purple team?
Yeah, sure. Rolling right along, we've got Nocturne02 playing in the jungle Nocturne. Over here we have Sergeant Beauty, Beaudry, whatever.
Yeah.
With the Firefang and Warwick, I believe he will be going top, being the top bruiser. Oh, and we have Musketeer, Twisted Fate, Titan, Dweevil, going to be the AP mid.
Awesome hat, by the way.
Awesome, yes. I pull it off better than you. Muddy Kip on the Sona support, and My Will, My Way, Vayne with the AD, and tossing it over to the King of Town because I am stumbling all over myself.
And here we have my favorite name in this game, Rapist Weasel, playing as Misfortune the Pirate Hunter. Always great. I guess if you're a weasel, you might think otherwise. And then Bye playing as Soraka, the support, AD support bottom. Really good combination. And then moving up close to mid-ish by the blue, we have the one Victor playing as Victor.
Must be a brand new account? I don't know. I mean, it's a new hero. That's interesting that name would be there and then they'd be choosing that hero.
Can't be for him to be this high level. He might have picked the champ because of his name, or decided to pick him up because of his name, but at the Zelo, there's no way he's brand new, climbed to the Zelo, and then got all his runes set up.
Fair enough.
Just that away. Then we also have Lava playing as the big blue bull, not blue this time, but Alistar, always a great addition to any team. And of course, iShiny as Rumble, looking to be very probably, I don't know.
He's going to the top bruiser for sure. Victor will be going mid.
I never really thought of Rumble as a bruiser, but
he's gonna be filling that role this game because your Alistar is gonna be dominating that jungle. I'm gonna go ahead and start the action here with a 3, 2, 1, go, and we're gonna start the action watching the blue jungle. And it looks like Rumble is going to give a little bit of help to his jungle there. Nice little Rapatappa, and Alistar will be able to take that down. Red already down for the purple team. They grab that one up, and a little bit of a hungering strike there from Warwick to help out with those golems, and that's going to get that Nocturne rolling. Nocturne, such a disgusting ganker, designed for ganking in League of Legends. Do you guys like Nocturne right now? Do you feel like he's... he's up there with the other top-tier junglers.
Darkness.
Well, I can say that I hate playing against him. Regardless
Best ultimate ever.
That means something, right?
Yes, regardless of where he's at in terms of his balance, playing against him, man.
And here's the early level 2 gank. Is he going to?
Hopping in the bushes. I don't know. There's no warding here from Rumble.
Thinking about it.
Guessing
Obviously,
that he would be in the bushes, just giving a little pot shot there. There was no way for him to actually see that, but he did shoot in the bushes there. Rumble, very experienced, knowing the timing of when that jungle would come to harass him. Meanwhile, speaking of jungle harass, Alistar coming mid. Victor trying to finish off that TF. Didn't work. TF popping the healing consumable, able to get back in the action. I love the animation under the death ray. It's so smooth. The new character skins much smoother and much nicer than the older ones, of course. And Alistar chilling in these bushes, maybe waiting for another ganking opportunity.
Yeah, you do see a lot of active ganking, level 2 ganking from the high-level jungles. Much more than you will see from the lower elos. Generally, the lower elos wait till about 4, wait till a full clear, but in this higher level, it's all about these early ganks and trying to get that early advantage as Alistar goes again, but as he walks right by that ward, they are well aware.
Yes, indeed. Purple has 2 wards in the river right now. Blue has none. So, big information advantage early, making that gank essentially worthless early game. But, of course, it will force the purple team to put down more wards, but... in my opinion, I've said it. You guys tell me. You're the analysis guys. It doesn't matter about analysis right now. As this, okay, Misfortune did live there. popping the heal, and actually popping the cleanse and the heal coming from Soraka at the same time to save his life. Nice positioning there from that Vayne, pincering that misfortune up against the wall.
Nice thing we see about this Alistar, he is actually invading the enemy's jungle. This is going to create problems.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not?
No. King of Town's really confused over here.
It's okay.
He's colorblind. Don't mind him.
You know, I'm used to red-green, and this blue-purple thing really does kind of throw me for a loop. Now he looks like he's invading the enemy jungle just a little bit here.
You should turn your game on colorblind mode. Not to make fun of your colorblindness, but TF just straight chillin' mid, knowing that the Alistar is there in the bushes because there's that purple ward mid, there's purple ward bottom, there's purple ward top. Alistar doesn't know that his big, fat, golden cow ass is being spotted all over the place. Darkness, here it comes. Well, it's not actually darkness, but it is the gank from Nocturne. Ignite going off on that Victor, rather, and Victor popping the healing consumable, which will save his life. Alistar coming in to finish off the job, yielding that first blood, and able to yield that double kill for the AP carry mid. That was disgusting work from Alistar. They knew he was coming, and it didn't matter.
No, they were... Nocturne got the tunnel vision there. The tunnel vision on the Victor. Deadly, deadly thing. I am definitely... As I've said before, I suffer from the tunnel vision. I have a prescription for it, but I forget to take it.
It's so fun to have tunnel vision, though, and just be like, I'm going to get this kill. I'm going to get this kill. And I guess that's just human nature, and it's something that we developed back when we were playing Dota, the regular Dota on Warcraft 3. Alistar coming up in the ganking position here. Doesn't know that he's being spotted by that ward, dropping his own ward by the dragon, so at least there's one ward here from the blue team. Do you think Alistar will be able to do anything?
Oh, he's doing a sneaky in here. This is a very nice move by a jungle. You come around the back and you sneak in this way. You generally will avoid wards that way, and you, as you see, the other team is unaware that he is in that bush.
Speaking of which, top, here comes another gank from the jungler. We've got Nocturne coming in. It looks to me like this Rumble will be taken out. Blowing the ultimate there is Warwick, yielding a kill, so that was definitely worth it.
And meanwhile, down below, the sneakiness from Alistar did pay off as Rapist Weasel picks up a kill. I can't even say that on Vayne.
Rapist Weasel, it's so terrible. Such a terrible name. But it is what it is. League of Legends has so many players. You're going to have people of all varieties with different taste levels, I guess we'll say. Let's see if Warwick pushes his luck top. Since he took down Rumble, is he going to be able to get some hits on this tower, or is he just going to chill and farm? Most higher elo play, we see them just focusing on farm rather than pushing early.
Right, they don't want to push early because it's easier and safer to farm with the tower up.
Correct. When their tower is down, there's much more ground you have to cover, usually to get to either where they're at or where the creep line is or what have you. Creates a lot of vulnerabilities, especially from the enemy jungler, who can come from pretty much anywhere at that point.
Right, and also there's the fact that you might even want the tower. You want to push to the tower so the tower will kill your creeps, denying the creeps from the enemy player, denying them experience and gold.
There you go. That's a really good point. So there's a number of reasons why you don't want to knock over that tower, maybe until about the 15-minute mark. Altercation here between this Warwick and this Rumble. I think the Rumble will be able to escape as Warwick's ultimate actually just cooled off now. If it had been up a moment ago, I'm sure he would have blown that immediately.
I don't know. It would have been hard to see. It depends on if Nocturne's going to come back. I think he's just going to play around right now, wait for Nocturne to come back. And Victor down in the middle is keeps pushing TF back here. More action up top. So much action up top. I want to take a moment to look at the farming situation. Victor 60 to TF's 36.
Wow, major difference there. Major difference. The kill difference, of course, only being 3-1 right now. Farming, we've talked about this before. Farming is the critical part of early game. Kills, obviously, really the only reason why kills matter is because it stunts your farm. Early game, because all League of Legends games generally boil down to the 20+ minute mark. So right now you're just setting yourself up for that late game. Bit of harassment down here in the bottom lane is this Misfortune having a rough time. Very low on health. Soraka going to heal that up quickly, but now they're pushed up against the tower. Lack of farm. Vayne moving in and getting that kill immediately. Very nice job killing the AD carry. Soraka was unable to do anything there.
Notice that she used her knockback ability to knock them into the tower and stun them.
Warwick just blew his ultimate top. Top lane also igniting that rumble in darkness. Coming into play, the scariest ultimate voiceover ever from that Nocturne. It actually legitimately scares me, and I'm a grown-ass man.
Yeah, it freaks me out, too. You never know what's going on. You're like, oh my god, where is he?
Also notice Nocturne rocking an Oracles already so that Nocturne can hunt those wards, make sure that blue team does not have any information that purple team doesn't want them to have.
That is an early Oracles.
Early Oracles, yeah, man. Generally the 15-minute mark, right, MBD, is when you see people picking up Oracles and start to troll the river.
Yeah, that's generally around the time. Early Oracles can be good as long as you can hold on to it and can make a big difference. And we see Lava making his way into the enemy team's jungle here. Now he's in the enemy team's jungle. Now he's taking that. You see that? This is his. This is the other side.
Purple team top. No, we shouldn't make fun of this man. He's got a legitimate disability.
No, he doesn't. I made that up.
I was gonna roll with it. To make him feel better. All right, looks like Nocturne is setting up that blue. TF gonna come in here and pop that with a gold card, wild card. Boom, taking that out, grabbing up his blue. Newer players, give the blue buff to your AP carry. Do it. They will love you, and that will yield you great results as a team as you move forward in the game. Looks like Nocturne was thinking about moving to the bottom lane to harass a bit, but the blue team keeping themselves tucked in against that tower, preventing it.
Also, very important, sort of in a meta sense, but if you give your AP carry the blue buff second time around, when you lose the game, you are better able to blame them for it, which is very important.
Gank top. I'm sorry to interrupt. Gank top. Alistar coming in to complete this gank on the Warwick. Warwick hanging with 20 health. Finally getting taken down after that ignite. Very effective gank there from Alistar, and I think we're going to move into a bottom gank as Nocturne is going to move in on this very low health Misfortune. Misfortune getting healed there, blowing the healing summoner ability and getting healed by Soraka wasn't enough to hold him up through that burst damage of Nocturne. I keep wanting to call him Darkness because of that ultimate audio of Nocturne bottom. So effective ganks from both teams.
Yes, definitely. And you do see there is only one ward on the map here. I don't know exactly how many wards Nocturne has killed. There has not been a ton from the blue team. I would say Alistar slacking probably a little bit. Soraka having a rough time. She's got a lot of wards in her inventory, but has not been able to... we have a DC there. That's no good. Has not been able to leave the bottom lane to really place them.
True enough. That Misfortune is having a rough time and getting focused very heavily by that Sonya. How do you like Sonya as a support in the bottom lane?
I love Sonya. Or Sona? Sona.
You
keep saying Sonya and you screw Sona.
I keep saying Sonya, Mortal Kombat star. I'm sorry, Sona.
Sona. I think she's a great hero. She was, she's been having balance issues for a really long time, up and down, but she's interesting. Her playstyle is different with the aura weaving, and she's got a lot of sustain and a lot of utility, especially later on with we got some action up top, darkness,
yes,
double ult.
It's sort of a repeat of earlier, as Warwick blew the ultimate just to hold the rumble in place long enough so that Nocturne could come in with the ultimate. Nocturne getting taken down, so it was a 1-for-1 exchange. Was it worth it? Well, here comes Alistar to clean up the mess, pushing him in to the tower with the headbutt. I think this Alistar should be able to finish it off, and he does. Nice timing by Alistar. If only he had been 10 seconds earlier, but that's a really hypothetical situation. Essentially, that was a win for the blue team, I would say. 2 deaths.
2 deaths and killing that Oracle.
And taking out the Oracle. You're very right. So did that early game Oracle pay off? I'm not sure if we can really say it did.
Well, it's really subjective and it's hard to say. If having the Oracle causes you to take out 2 wards, you get your 50 gold or so, and net you a kill, then it's a break even. And, just denying that information can be worth more than any quantifiable amount. But it's really subjective. It's hard to say. Was it worth it? Maybe. But if you have an Oracles, it's probably best not to tower dive. Just a thought.
Just a thought, but that's coming from you. You are not a professional or high elo player like these gentlemen. You're just an average level player, so that's a decent thought. Maybe we should implement these changes into our gameplay, but regardless, looks like the Nocturne's gearing up to gank again in the top lane. No, just farming the jungle. He does have the red right now, so let's see if he decides to push his luck and move in on a gank mid. It's always hard to tell where Nocturne wants to go.
Well, he can go anywhere with that ultimate. It's huge, huge
Exactly.
range.
Very,
See,
very
ping,
true.
ping, ping. We have Twisted Fate is coming for the gank on Rumble, taking him out. Unfortunately, Alistar was coming around. He did not get there fast enough. That was just. I was thinking definitely Alistar and Rumble were going to take that one out. They were positioned for it really well, but then all of a sudden Twisted Fate said, "You know what? I want to be involved in this," and it turned it right around. Twisted Fate very powerful with that global.
Twisted Fate has always been powerful. There was only a small period of time where Twisted Fate was not a super powerful champ. For so long, I remember he was considered OP by the entire community. Now I feel like he's fairly well balanced. Warwick heading up to the top lane again. Nocturne not deciding to use that red to really gank yet. Kind of biding his time, picking his spots. Uh-oh, looks like there's a situation here with this Vayne. Vayne able to pull out. Able to use the barrel roll to move out of the way, otherwise known as tumble. And we are going to have some action here by the Dragon, folks. Victor moving in, trying to take out the Sona. I always want to say Sonya. Too much Mortal Kombat in my teenage years. Sona. Freaking using her ultimate there to stun next to the tower. Alistar gonna try to finish off the job. Nocturne coming in, gonna focus down this Misfortune. Misfortune, no doubt, going to die.
Yeah, it's been rough for
Exhausting the
Misfortune.
Soraka. Key flash there from the Soraka, saving her own life. Now Nocturne is on the ropes. This Alistar is doing a great job of positioning himself just to support the team and to be there where he needs to be. I don't know about you guys. I felt like that was excellent play by Alistar, making the best out of it, what was becoming a hairy situation.
I would definitely agree with that. That was just great all around.
Yeah, agree completely. I would like to say, people are saying MF is having a hard time, and she does have 3 deaths, but she is still a little over 10 kills ahead of Vayne, and only 1 death behind. MF is 1-3-1, Vayne is 1-2-1, but MF has about 12 more CS than Vayne, so technically she's probably a little bit ahead.
She is, and she has been getting focused. Both the ADs have been having a rough time. Perhaps maybe not playing to the best of their ability, or perhaps just getting focused really hard. Or it's hard to tell at that point.
Well, and that is part of the issue of having and or being an AD is that, let's face it,
Well, that was some nice work by Vayne. We just watched her just take down Soraka, just hunted her down.
Nasty. It was very nasty. Good job by Vayne. Vayne needs some more cash. How's Vayne doing on the farm, boys? Is Vayne keeping in step with Misfortune?
She is sitting on about 80 farms. She would probably want to be a little bit faster.
Uh-oh,
Victor's
mid,
in big trouble.
Victor in trouble mid. And Warwick gets stunned there. Is that going to save Victor's life? The TF card barely misses. Victor still running away. Warwick blew the flash and then blew the ignite to secure that Victor kill. Rumble, wrong place at the wrong time as 2 additional reinforcements came in with the Sona and the Nocturne, finishing that off. That was bad for blue team. Bad for blue team. Another 2 kills, pushing up the purple team a little bit ahead in kills and on gold now.
I mean, I will say, I feel like that if you want to talk about anybody having a hard time this game, I would say it's Rumble. Rumble has been the one. He's behind on CS, he's behind on kills, he's ahead on deaths, which, like golf, is, lower score is better. And, just the reality is that Rumble is going to be...
And there's just a dirty tower dive on the Soraka there.
So disgusting what this Vayne has been doing in the bottom lane. We didn't say it a moment ago. Maybe MBD caught the action. Vayne killed Misfortune again a moment ago. Just stunting Misfortune's growth, stunting Misfortune's farm, and this Vayne is going to be pulling ahead here in terms of gold and going to be shopping right now. What's the next big item on Vayne's plate? Already has the Wriggles, 2 Dorans, and a Berserker's Greave. What do you think's the next step?
It's probably just a BF sword into some sort of BF item. I don't know exactly which one.
Probably a Bloodthirster, potentially an Infinity Edge. It really
a
just
Zeal.
depends.
A Zeal.
Oh, very good. Going for the PD. Also, very much big part of the AD meta. Basically, you get your Wriggles, and then you get your Wriggles and your 2 Dorans, followed by a Butterfly.
Butterfly.
Butterfly? Too much old school Dota for you. You talking about Phantoms?
Yes, it's a Phantom Dancer.
Yeah, it's the same item. It's the same item.
It's the same item.
Old school Dota players will appreciate that. They'll be like, heh, yeah, Butterfly. Actually,
Pick
a
up
lot of
his
people
eagle
still play
horn.
Dota, to be quite honest. But anyway, this game is definitely in the purple team's favor right now. They're up by 2 turrets, but we certainly can't say that anyone is really far ahead right now. Vayne picking up that red. Nocturne has a red. Both of them going to start trolling for kills. Is this Warwick? Yep, Warwick's just kind of farming. Just farm in the top lane.
Well, we saw a team in the same position a couple games ago where they were ahead the early part of the game, and then once the team fight started to go down, they fell behind. They lost a few team fights. So it's not as though blue team is out of the game by any stretch of the imagination. They're slightly behind in gold.
I would like to take a moment to I push F1 and see the blue team's view, and F2 and see the purple team's view. Purple team has a huge knowledge of the blue team's jungle right here, this bottom area.
This is huge. Uh-oh, Rumble moving in. I don't know if Rumble knew that Warwick is in the bushes. Maybe he did. Maybe Rumble did. But it looks like Soraka gets taken out there with a Hungering Strike. Warwick burning the ultimate on Victor, but Warwick now got ignited and triple burned essentially there. 3 people coming in and finishing off that job. Purple team not exactly in a good position in that situation. Maybe Warwick got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. The Rumble doing a really good job without vision. Able to just spam some moves into the bushes and just see who's there, kind of having just a good knowledge of how other high elo players work. Just shooting the bushes all the time, see if somebody's there. Maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe you'll be able to pull something good out.
It's probably smarter to check the bushes with your moves than your face.
Exactly. I was about to say, if you have a spammable move and it doesn't hurt you at all to use it, check the bushes. There's usually an animation to see if you hit somebody, and as MBD
sound
said,
a lot is the key a lot. It'll make a noise.
What are you talking about?
When you use a move and you hit somebody in the bushes, there will be a sound. There's a sound effect when the move hits.
Oh yes, exactly. Vayne now free farming in the top lane. Vayne I see that now jumping up. Bottom lane. Sorry, we've been casting a lot today. Vayne farming in the bottom lane. What am I gonna do? I don't know. I'm really enjoying the new spectator mode. I don't know about you guys, but we have been waiting a long time for spectator mode to be enabled for this game. Hopefully a replay feature comes along as well.
I can only expect that a replay feature is very, very close, and the spectator mode is just the first step towards that.
It seems like they're gearing up for it. The fact that you can actually rewind, go into slow-mo, and that type of thing. The HUD's already fully developed. This is far beyond what StarCraft 2 had out the gate. Uh-oh, TF coming in with a teleport. Vayne and TF tried to burn down that Soraka. They're going balls out to take out the Soraka as Nocturne ultimated up from the Dragon Pit to the jungle here to try to secure that kill. Soraka's still up, but it doesn't matter. They killed the Victor. Now they can press their luck. 4v1 against that Alistar, while the Vayne continues to try to finish off that Soraka. Rumble intervening, Alistar going down, Purple now with the advantage, and this Vayne is very, very bold in the way she's moving forward. Yeah, and they're going to go ahead and pull back and push this lane.
Being aggressive with Vayne is very important, considering she has a number of escape mechanisms between her ultimate and her barrel roll, especially in conjunction. It's important for you to get ahead, get those kills, get those CS, pressure people, pressure turrets. If you're not doing that with Vayne and you're playing very passively, then more often than not, you're just not going to secure the kills and the objectives that you need to in order to be effective.
Rumble with the attempt there on the Baron turned into getting straight up murdered. Rumble coming in by... Wow, that was a really bad move by Rumble. I don't know what Rumble was expected to do. Maybe jack the Baron with
his only
shot.
Yeah, I think his only guess there was to attempt to jack the Baron. And if had he jacked it, it would have been worth it.
It would have been epic. We all would be screaming, yada yada. But was it worth dying right there? I don't know.
Depends, I guess. You're already kind of behind. I think he feels like they were behind. They're in a rough situation and he needs to do something desperate and crazy.
And that definitely fits the bill on that one. Looks like Victor has his eyes set on this dragon. Which the dragon is double warded right now, by the way.
Yes, by his team, though, so he's okay.
Right. Interesting. Why would you go for the double ward on the dragon like that?
Well, I think the situation was they had this ward out here, and then they warded it down here during a team fight to get vision.
Ah, fair enough. That makes sense. Purple team kind of splitting up? No. Deciding to get back together. Are they going to group up and push mid? That's probably the best strategy with the Baron buff. This team will be able to knock down that mid tower, no problem.
Yeah, that mid tower will go right down.
Soraka warding her own jungle, very important, very important.
Oh yes, that push right there, absolutely, to hold off the flank. The flank, of course, coming in right now. You got this Sona, I said it right that time, that Sona-supported Vayne harass coming along from the side. Blue team needs to be very careful with their positioning. So in this type of situation, we're late game now, guys. We got the big team fight about to come up. What's the big initiate from the purple team? Is it going to be Nocturne?
It's going to be Nocturne, I think. Easily, it's going to be Nocturne. Or it could be Sona's ultimate like that.
It very well could be Warwick as well.
Or also, they have lots of good initiates at this point.
Oh, yes. And
they have a bunch
really,
of good options. All right, that makes sense. That makes
really,
sense.
for blue team, their best and perhaps only option is the big blue bull. Matador Alistar, as it were.
I think that's Golden Alistar.
Is it?
Yep.
That's Golden Alistar, yep. And they're going for top tower right now. Warwick going to be able to smack that tower in just a few hits. Sona there to support it. Misfortune blowing the ultimate to kill all of those minions.
Totally worth it, otherwise that tower was going down.
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
It was a tower saver and a moneymaker, and in my opinion, totally worth it. Her cooldown is not on, or rather, her ultimate is not on that long of a cooldown.
Nocturne is having a really tough time this game picking up a kill on Sona. I'm sorry, on Soraka. Having a really hard time doing that. Soraka hasn't really died that much. And in that altercation, it just was not fruitful. Twisted Fate and Warwick focusing Alistar, never a good idea. Meanwhile, all the while, though, in the top lane, Nocturne and Vayne burning these creeps, now starting to push into the base.
Yeah, they're actually doing a good job of split pushing at this point and putting a lot of pressure on taking down a tower. They're going to take down an inhibitor here. They're going to take down another tower up top, most likely. Blue team is in a really rough spot right now.
They are in a terrible spot with mid inhib down. Do you think top inhib will go down as well? I think blue will be able to push back. I'm not sure. They are just not committing to moving in there because they're just so afraid they're going to get aced. Is it that Baron buff?
It is
the big
Baron
difference right now.
Blue right now is trying to play defensively and wait for the Baron buff to wear off. Unfortunately, they're just going to lose too many objectives in the process, and they're going to be way behind. It's going to be very difficult for them to come back from this at this point. Super creeps in 2 lanes. You know, I mean, that's enough to keep the pressure on as it is. You have to leave somebody who can clear creep waves.
Oh, we have action.
So much action. Victor kind of getting caught out of position, but Victor kiting to get the kill there. Oh my, purple team pressing their luck. Is Alistar going to be able to finish off that Vayne? The Vayne with 20 health. Alistar finishes off with the Pulverize. And now the action is revolving around the tower. Warwick getting pounded by that tower. But Warwick with a Hungering Strike to finish off Victor. Will they finally kill this Soraka? They've been trying to kill the Soraka all game, focusing her so much. Out of 8 attempts, only taking Soraka down 4 times. And now only Alistar and Sona remain. It's an absolute bloodbath. I could barely see anything. The whole map is covered in red. I don't see how this Alistar can catch up with the Sonya. Alistar just needs to pull back, clean up the base. Everybody just regroup. It's sort of like a reset now. But now at this point, purple team's up by 5k.
Yeah, they're up by 5k, and part of that is the 8 kills. I don't like the way purple team played that engagement overall. They probably was not a great engagement. They were trying to go for that tower, and they kind of got tunnel visioned on the tower when things went bad. They probably should have backed up. They lost the Baron buff, but it was probably on its way out anyways. So, but you know, you never want to give up a team fight if you don't have to, no matter how far ahead you are.
Well, no, and let's face it, holding Baron and being in their jungle, having taken all of those objectives recently, they probably got a little bit overconfident, and instead of being prudent when they should have, they engaged when they should not have. And very common mistake, high and low elo both will get overconfident and make mistakes. And so, you know, a little bit of a reprise for blue team, but I mean, is it going to be enough? I would say probably not. The game is not unwinnable for blue, but purple holds a very distinct advantage at this point.
Yes, indeed. In the initiate late game, so critical. Alistar being pulled out of position here. Is this a bait? Is this a bait of some variety? Alistar just getting focused so heavily. Misfortune with the gigantic ultimate, dealing so much damage in tandem with Rumble. Able to just wipe out this purple team. Everybody's low health. It's going to be a chase down situation. Nocturne coming here, trying to clean up this Soraka. So much Soraka chase down. Soraka surviving so many of these fights. Oh
well,
my.
and that channel there, that choke point, such a beautiful place for that Misfortune ultimate. Just absolutely,
probably the
really
best place on the map.
Best case scenario. Yes, absolutely. She had virtually the entire enemy team right there in it, and you saw the tanks not taking a whole lot of damage, but everybody important just getting annihilated with nowhere to go.
Yep, that with the equalizer from Rumble in addition to the Flame Spitter, that was just so much AP damage being dealt to their team, but the blue team still in a rough spot. Both inhibs are still down, unable to press their luck and farm the jungle. Purple team will be fine, they'll come back, and maybe they'll start considering, well, is it Baron time or is it split push time?
Well, and as we said before, Baron's not up yet, so probably not Baron.
Well, it's not up yet, but by the time they gather over there, it will be up.
Perhaps. But as we said before, you know, a couple of team fights mid-game.
There it is, there's the ping on Baron. But that was a blue ping on Baron.
They probably expect Purple to go there. Their intention is probably not to go get Baron, but to prevent Purple from getting Baron. If I were to guess, a little bit of hypothesizing there, some speculation.
You're allowed to do that. That is your job as a commentator. That's what I'm paying you the big bucks to do, King of Town. We look at that Oracle's there from the support, from Sona, taking out any wards. So nice to see that.
You see this dance around the Baron/blue area, very common when one team feels like or looks like they want to go for the Baron. This could either be a legitimate attempt to try and get the Baron, or could very likely just be a bait attempt. Considering where that ward is, it's certainly...
Why is Soraka protecting the base and everybody else is out there? Shouldn't Soraka be part of this team fight? Shouldn't someone else be at the base? Now it's going to be a 4v5 situation. Oh my gosh, Misfortune with the gigantic ultimate in that tight spot again in tandem with the Rumble damage. Dealt so much damage there, but is this a numbers game? It's 4 versus 5. The blue team coming out on top because of the tight quarters and the massive AoE damage advantage. I haven't been mentioning either. That laser from Victor does an assload of damage as well.
Yeah, this is pretty incredible. This has just been bad positioning by the purple team. Just bad play overall, I think.
And you see this Warwick coming in, trying to distract them a little bit. It's probably going to cost him. I mean, he's almost certainly going to die. It may keep them from getting the Baron at this point, but...
yeah, there's been too much letting Alistar gain all their focus, and then he just pops their ultimate. That is a very common way with Alistar. You let your health get down really low, and then you pop your ultimate, and they still want to kill you. They want to kill you. You're so close. They don't care that you're taking only like 10% damage.
Alistar and Teemo almost have very similar global aggros there. You see them giving up on the Baron and moving out. They say, forget about it. They're going to try to defend these inhibitors.
Their middle inhibs getting beat on by those supers. Oh no, the creeps took it out. The creeps took out the middle inhib. That is critical. Looks like top inhib is going to survive though because they got there in time. Sort of a mistake there, guys. A big mistake. That's gonna force them to stay on the defensive. And in the meantime, purple team is now taking that Baron. This is not looking good for blue.
Yeah. No, the big problem.
They either needed to defend both of those inhibs or give them both up in return for the Baron. One or the other, but as it is, they lost one inhib and the Baron, and that's about as lose-lose as it gets, aside from losing that other inhib. Probably, in my opinion, not worth it. The Baron would have been better, and losing both those inhibs again. The inhibs will respawn. The Baron buff will, however, prevent you from losing that late-game team fight.
Yeah, and it looks like...
I can understand making that decision. You know, it was a big momentum shift for them. They wanted to press their luck. They wanted to, you know, maximize it. And unfortunately, they made the wrong decision there.
Yeah, and now Purple has a chance to, you know, rectify their mistakes from earlier and really try and finish this game off as that inhibitor is still down. And they still have a lot of pressure they can put on.
Well, guys, I need some analysis on the items right now. Since we're late game, we're 32 minutes in it. Both teams have about 50,000. How many people here, how many builds are essentially complete? And more importantly, whose builds are not complete at this point in the game?
Well, I'll say critically, Vayne kind of has a long way to go. She's got her core build here. She's got her PD, she's got her Infinity Edge, but she's still holding on to 2 Dorans, which is not horrible, but it's also not ideal. And honestly, that Wriggles is often something that late game people will get rid of in lieu of a higher tier item.
Well, yeah, but that's generally, you only do that when you need the space. At this point, she doesn't need the space. There's no reason to get rid of that Wriggles. The armor is certainly not a lot, but it certainly helps. 30 armor.
True. Those Dorans will be first to go, but she's looking at 3 low tier items in her inventory. She's got her core build complete, but she's far from maxed out, whereas you look at Misfortune very cleverly, not quite done with her core build, but rocking that Quicksilver Sash, which is an underestimated item.
Along with Cleanse, which allows her to just get away from any sort of issue.
Not only get away, but continue to be engaged in the team fight. Very, very, very important.
You're absolutely right. This game is going to be determined by this team fight right here, guys. You know it. The inhibitor's still up with barely any HP. Who's going to move in? Who's going to commit? Good job by Nocturne, pulling the team to the side on the distract over there, allowing the inhib to go down. Now everyone's all in on the blue team. Nocturne moves in. Nocturne getting pushed back, taking too much damage as the Alistar getting focused again, popping his ultimate to survive. The purple team just not learning their lesson that Alistar equals Mega Super Beast Cow from outer space. They finally take him out though, and now blue team is in a really hairy position. They're gonna have to retreat to their towers just to survive, as we've got that big damage dealer Vayne and TF gonna push them against the towers. I think this might be a GG no re here, guys. I don't think blue can come back from this one.
No, it is a rough situation. That other tower is going to go down. This is the definition of GG no re.
Well, and in my opinion, biggest, most critical mistake this whole game was this very last instance where they decided to abandon the Baron and come back and save these inhibitors. They would have been better off letting these inhibitors go down, picking up the Baron, and at the very least, making things fairly even, not giving the advantage to the purple team with that Baron buff, allowing them to move in, take the turrets, take the inhibitors, take those Nexus turrets and the Nexus. Honestly, the way that fight went down, if blue team had the Baron buff, it might have been a completely different outcome.
But that's a huge what if, folks. Victory going to the purple team. Good game though, overall. I gotta say, good game. Got deep past the 30+ minute mark. Gentlemen, let's go take a look at the score screen and have a deeper look at the numbers.
Alright, so the thing I would like to point out that probably had one of the biggest effects on this game here is if you compare the AD carries, Misfortune to Vayne, Vayne rocking 10 kills, Misfortune rocking none, and I was not paying quite enough attention to see exactly how that happened, but really, your AD carries, you really want to give them kills. If you can, give them kills. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy, because your AD carry needs the cash. ADs are almost entirely item dependent every single time. If you go look up a solo mid guide for any AD carry, it will say, Hans, so-and-so is item dependent. It is almost universal across the board, and Misfortune having only 1 kill, despite having fairly even CS with Vayne, she was able to do a ton of damage, but if she had been just had a few more items, a little more damage, then the entire outcome of the game might have been entirely different.
Well, to one point, and just in terms of the way that Rapist Weasel works, as that Misfortune, such a ridiculous name. I mean, that character is more AoE based. As opposed to Vayne. And Vayne is more effective at picking up that kill and ensuring that they pick up that kill in that team fight situation.
There was definitely a number of times where the Misfortune ultimate was used to great effectiveness. Unfortunately, it seemed to be just too late when they finally did turn it around for them. They won a couple of team fights with really good positioning with Alistar, and bad tunnel vision from the other team on Alistar. And the Misfortune the Rumble all Graves with his Victor with his laser just taking care of business there, but unfortunately it was just too late, and then a couple of bad decisions at the Baron, losing their inhibitors, not getting the Baron, and they just couldn't push them out of their base.
Fair enough. And one last thing I'll say about Misfortune, maybe not the 1 kill that's the factor there, it's the 10 deaths. That's the factor. And a lot of those deaths coming directly from the opposing team's AD carry. So anyway, another epic game. Thank you everyone for watching. We really appreciate it. Check out our League of Legends playlist up in the top left-hand corner, and our channel up in the top right-hand corner. Both of those links will take you there. On behalf of myself, the King of Town, and MBD, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next cast.